Hey guys, how's it going? It's Sam. So Twice had 4 Fansigns this weekend for Fancy You. I was lucky enough to go to 2 of them, one on each day. So I just wanted to take some time to talk about what happened, my fan account, I guess. So yeah, let's go. Actually, before we start, I realized a lot of you guys are gonna ask how to get into a fan sign. So this video isn't about that. I actually did a video already explaining that before, so I'll leave a link in the description below. So just click on that, either pause this video or after this video. But this is not gonna be about how to get to a fan sign. This is just about what happened this weekend. So yeah. And I was thinking about it, and instead of going and doing one fan sign at a time, I'm just gonna do it by member and then talk about what happened in both fan signs with that member, because the events are really fast. You don't have that much time to interact, and I get really nervous when I talk to members, so I don't remember 100% of what happened in the exchange. So I might, say 1 or 2 things, mix them around, but if I just do it by member instead of by day, it'll be a lot easier that way. Okay, so yeah, when you go to a fan sign, you have your winning ticket, and you bring your passport or your ID, whatever, to confirm the names, and then when you're there, you pick numbers. Generally, I would say the best number is somewhere between like 10 and 20, because you're in like the front row area, but then you're also not the first people to go. If you're like 1 through 9, it's hard because you have to set the pace for everyone. Like, you don't want to be number 1 and just breeze through, because that'll make everyone go really fast. So it's a lot of pressure. And then you're also unable to see, like, when the members are unoccupied, they'll like talk and have interactions with the fans in the audience. And if you're the first person, you're gonna miss 8 interactions, like 8 members interacting with the whole crowd. So you never want to be number 1. But at the same time, you don't want to be at the end. Being at the end is sometimes okay, because if you're at the end, you're gonna be like the most memorable, because people always remember what they see last. So the members might remember what you have to say or whatever if you're in the 90s. But if you have gifts you want to bring, then they won't have as much time to play with them. Also, your view is further away because you're all the way in the back. Unfortunately, for both days, for day 1 I got 90, and I was like, man, like I always get such a high number, and it's bad because you're all the way in the back and can't see as well as if you're in the front. So I was like, man, if only I don't think I can get a worse number. And the next day I literally got 91. So Saturday my number was 90, Sunday my number was 91. So actually, one more thing, to clarify, I got 2 albums signed. I got, on the first day, on Saturday, I got version C signed. And when you go to a fan sign, you get a little post-it, they put your name, or you write your name on there, so then they can write your name. And then I got A version signed on Sunday. So yeah, starting off with Nayeon. So in preparation, whenever you go to a fan sign, you try to get gifts from the members. I explained before in a different video that they usually don't keep the gifts. I'll talk about the usually part later, but they'll return the gifts. So, you want to have something that, one, is big enough to be not just like a small thing that they don't notice or like just forget about, but not too big so that it doesn't fit in your luggage. With that said, for Nayeon, I got the biggest thing, which was this plushie. It is, I don't know if you guys know, but Marshmallow from IU's, not debut song, but like her first hit song, Marshmallow, the same name. And I brought it because I know Nayeon's a big fan of IU, and Twice recently performed at IU's concert as guests. So I had this custom made. So unfortunately I was number 90, so she didn't have that much time to play with it, but when she saw it, she recognized it right away. So that was pretty good, because I wanted to kind of see if Nayeon really and actually like a fan of IU, or she just like generally likes her of her new music. So luckily she instantly knew that this is from IU's Marshmallow video. And then I told her that I was also a fan of IU, and I know that they went to the concert as guests, but I was back in the States during finals, so I couldn't go. So I was really sad about that. And then, so my Korean's not great, so she said something about Jeju. I'm not sure if she asked me if I went to her Jeju concert or something about Jeju, but I couldn't understand, so that was unfortunate. But maybe I can ask her next time. And then on the next day, I told her I was going to be leaving Korea in a couple of days. I said Thursday, I said in English, and Nayeon's English has improved quite a lot. I remember the first fan sign I went to all the way back in 2015, her English was like almost non-existent, and now I basically talked almost only in English with a few Korean words here and there, and conversation was pretty fluid. Not that much miscommunication other than that part where I didn't understand what she meant by saying Jeju. And then So she was able to, when I said Thursday, she was able to count, and she's like, oh, in 4 days, which is impressive because she knows like Thursday is Thursday. So yeah, and then, sorry, I'm like mixing things up already in my head. So on the first day, on Saturday, I told her that I was going to go back to the US and then back to Seoul again for the Fansigns concerts, and then back to the US for the US tour. So then on Sunday, when I finished saying what I needed to say, she was like, okay, see you in Twice Lights in Seoul and in the US. So for Jungyeon, I brought a slime plushie from Maple Story, mainly because green is her color, and this is really cute because, you know, this ball, you can actually like play with it, and I don't know, I just thought it was really cute. So when I gave this to her, she had like somewhat of a inkling of what it was, but she wasn't sure. She was like, oh, and then she's like processing in her head like what it could possibly be. But then she was sitting next to Jihyo, and Jihyo instantly recognized it and was like, Maple Story slime. And then Jungyeon was like, oh, okay. So yeah, since she didn't automatically recognize it, I just didn't comment on the plushie. Instead, I told her that my friend John had asked her at the Yes or Yes fan sign what video I should make, and then I did the dance cover. So yeah, her reaction was surprised, so like she didn't actually watch it, hopefully, and I'm glad because it's really embarrassing. And then on the second day, I told her that since I go to Korea a lot, my friends from Korea, like multiple friends, different friends, always ask me to bring pet gifts and clothes because I don't have a pet, so I don't know, but apparently the quality of pet toys and clothes are better in the US than in Korea. If you're in Korea and you think otherwise, let me know, but that's what I've heard from multiple friends that live in Korea. Most recently, I had a friend from law school buy things for her dog in the States and then ask me to bring them to Korea and then ship it to her house in Korea to save on shipping. So I told her that, and then she was like, okay, so hopefully when she's in the States for the tour, if they have some time to go shopping, she can buy some things for her dogs and cat. So for Momo, first day I brought this toy pig, which is very realistic, right? Super real looking piglet. And kind of unfortunate, so when she got it, she did play with it a little bit, but since I was number 90, she already had like a bunch of plushies with her. She had like a mountain of plushies. It's already so many plushies that it didn't really stand out too much, and that's the bad thing about having such a late number. But yeah, she was also the last member, so right when I sat down, they were already like, move, and I was like, oh. So I tried to get some interaction, but totally wasn't prepared, really. I just want to see her reaction, and it was mostly just laughter. Oh, and then she was also really concentrated on her signature because Momo changed her autograph just for fancy promotions. Instead of her typical raccoon face, she did a fancy symbol. I'll show you guys up there. But yeah, she changed it. So she was really focused on that. So that was kind of an unfortunate short interaction. But on day 2, when I sat down, she instantly recognized me and she like called me out and was like, dance cover, because I did that dance cover video, which we shouldn't talk about outside this video. Anyway, so when I heard that, I apologized because it was bad, and then she said no, it was good, but I know for a fact that she was just saying that to be nice because it was not good. Anyway, then I gave her this toy football. It's like a mini football, because I know her dad used to play, and then I told her that I played in high school as well. And then she said that I had muscles, and she went like this. I'll show you guys a clip. But yeah, it was a meaningful interaction in that Momo recognized me from that video. Just unfortunate that she remembered because it was not good. So first fan sign, Sana was not as bubbly as usual for obvious reasons. So I knew that Sana probably wasn't going to be in the best mood coming to the fan sign. I was trying to find something that would brighten up her day. Luckily for me, I think that job was a little lesser of a task because I was number 90, so there are already 89 other onces that probably had the same goal. So by the time I got to her, she was already, pretty bright actually, but just not as hyper as usual. So I gave her my gift, which was, I actually found a Harry Potter music box while I was just walking around Seoul trying to find gifts. So I'll show you guys what it's like now. And when she first saw it, she was a little puzzled what it was. actually the fan manager was puzzled too. So when you buy a gift or when you bring a gift to a fan sign, you have to have all the gifts go through the fan manager, and they look through each one, make sure it's appropriate, make sure it's safe, etc. And when I first had the box, she was like, the fan manager was also confused. And she opened it, she thought it was super cool. She was like, whoa. And then she put it back. And then when I brought it to Sana, she was also like, what is this? So, and then she opened it and she knew right away that it was a music box, which I guess it does look like a music box. But what impressed me the most was when she saw it, she automatically turned the knob 3 times. So maybe it's common knowledge that everyone knows to spin it 3 times. But when I first saw it, I only did it once and it barely made any noise. And I was like, the heck? And then like the worker there was like, you gotta do it multiple times. And I was like, oh, okay. In my defense, I've never owned a music box. The only exposure I've had to music boxes was like on TV. So I don't know, maybe it was some knowledge gap for me, but Sana did it right away. Like she twisted it like 3 or 4 times, whatever. And the music went off. Unfortunately, there was music playing in the background, as you guys have seen from my Fansign videos, but she put it up close to her ear and she like let out like the most audible like squeal of happiness I've heard from Sana personally. And that was really a good moment for me. I thought it was like the best outcome possible. And she like hugged it up close. And one problem though is I didn't get it back. So usually when you give gifts, most of the time, I thought all the time actually, they give it back unless it's like Fansign support or fansite support, like a banner or something. Sometimes they keep them, or they usually keep them, or a letter or a book. If you like give them personalized books, like photo books and letters, and they'll keep them. But I was talking to some of my friends who also do a lot of fan signs, and they said, oh yeah, they keep some stuff that they like sometimes. So fingers crossed that Sana kept the music box because she seemed to really like it. But the other alternative is that someone else took it on accident or on purpose, and that it's gone forever. But I mean, either way, it lit up Sana's day a little bit, and I'm glad that she enjoyed it. And then on Sunday, Sana was a lot more bubbly and hyper as usual. And I was gonna ask her about the music box, but so for context, Sana's one of the weaker English speakers. So I was trying to think of how to say it in Korean, like ask her about the music box in Korean. But unfortunately, I did not know how to say that at all, and I still don't. So I don't know what I was thinking, even just trying to think of it. But while I was like kind of puzzled for like 2 seconds, Sana like interjected and just asked me like if I ate already. So that's like the typical like conversation filler. If it's awkward silence, I'll just ask you if you've eaten. So yeah, that was a little unfortunate because it's like a filler conversation. But I thought it was kind of funny because the fan sign was at 3 p.m. So it's like, if they ask me if you've eaten, does that mean dinner or lunch? So I just said yes because I ate lunch already. And I told her I ate Burger King. And then she told me what she ate because I asked her what she ate. Unfortunately, I don't remember. And sorry, I'm gonna punch myself later for not remembering, but I couldn't remember. It's also really loud. So yeah, but then I asked her to recommend me something to eat for dinner. And she said hot pot because her, Momo, and Nayeon had a hot pot date recently. Unfortunately, I met up with friends that night after the next fan sign because one of my friends got into the 6:30 fan sign, and we just ate around there after, and there was no hot pot around. So sorry, Sana, but I will eat hot pot sometime soon, like today or tomorrow, something like that. So yeah, unfortunately, Sunday was more of like a fillery conversation, but it's okay because Sana was bubbly and happy, and I'm just happy to see that. So I've said before in my other videos that I think Jihyo is probably Twice's strongest English speaker. After this fan sign, I don't know how I feel about that anymore. I'm gonna say Jihyo's still really good at understanding English. So because Twice is having the US tour soon, so I should have prefaced this even before this part, but when I spoke to the members, unless those members that I knew weren't that great at English, like Momo and Sana, sorry, don't want to like call them out, but that's just the truth. If it's like Mina or Jihyo, then I will just speak English, and if they seem confused, I will try to say the Korean word if I know the Korean word for it. So with Jihyo, I just started off just straight English, and she responded. She was able to respond to each thing, but she was just less talkative than at past fan signs. So maybe she just wasn't, she's like a little rusty, but she didn't use English as she did in the previous fan signs, which I thought was like amazing, like her English level. But she still understood everything I said. So I think Jihyo's still definitely one of the strongest English speakers. Anyway, I asked her if she was like practicing English for the tour, and she said no. But then she said she was watching drama to like develop her English, I guess. And I asked her which genre she's watching, and she said Walking Dead. And then right about that time, like, they asked me to move, so I just remembered that in my head for the next day. So for the next day, I actually decided to bring back this slime plushie, Maple Story plushie, because like I said before, in my Dunya section, Jihyo really instantly recognized it, and she was really excited. So I just assumed that she played Maple Story because she instantly recognized it. And when I gave it to her, she was excited again, and I asked her if she played Maple Story, and she said yes. But I don't know if that means she played in the past or she's currently playing, because when I asked her what kind of character she used or what kind of class, she was like thinking, and she like didn't know what to say or how to say it. So I don't know if she, one, didn't know how to say it in English because she wanted to say it in English, or two, it's been a long time and she didn't remember exactly what class it was. And then since Jihyo mentioned Walking Dead, like on Saturday, the day before, one of my friends is actually good friends with Steven Yeun, who was on The Walking Dead, one of the fan favorite characters. So I actually, that night, I messaged my friend and told him that, hey, Jihyo from Twice told me that she watches Walking Dead. Just want to let you know if you could pass it on to Steven. And so Steven Yeun has worked with Twice before, if you guys didn't know, in JRP's Fire music video with Conan and Steven Yeun. Twice was in it for a little bit. So they were in a scene together, so they worked together. And obviously, since Steven Yeun is Korean, he for sure most definitely knows who Twice is. So I thought it'd be cool, maybe he could even do like an Instagram story update or something. So my friend said that, like, you know, I can't promise you he'll do anything like that, but I'll pass the message on for sure. So like, at least we know that he's gonna know that Jihyo watched Walking Dead. And I told Jihyo that on Sunday, and I don't know if she understood what I was saying, that it was like my friend who's friends with Steven Yeun, not I was friends with him, but here's her reaction. But hopefully she doesn't think that I'm friends with Steven Yeun, because I'm not, but my friend is. So Mina is definitely one of Twice's strongest English speakers. After all, she was born in Texas. So with Mina, I had to do one of my friends a favor. So my friend Jude, who was in my previous reaction video for Fancy and other videos as well, she's a really big Mina fan. So she asked me to pass some things to her. So I passed this bear and this headband to Mina on Saturday for Jude, as well as pack fan support stuff. Anyway, so I don't know what this bear is, but I saw a lot of this bear. Like, it looks like a stereotypical teddy bear to me, but just like this ruffly kind of bear for Mina and Momo. And this is from Disney, so I'm guessing it's like some kind of popular bear. And then this headband which Mina wore, there's probably some pictures out there, it's from Disney as well. Anyway, the non-Jude related stuff. So when I first sat down, the first thing that Mina said was, I'm sad that we're not going to Texas. So I think it's safe to assume that she remembered that I was from the US. So the next day, on Sunday, I asked Mina when she thought she would go back to Texas again. And she said, she was like thinking for a while, and I was like, maybe for a vacation. And then like in the most heartbreaking way, she said, but our vacations are very short. And I thought it was really interesting the way Mina chooses her words, because I don't know, maybe it's just like the way of speaking for Japanese people who speak English, but the way she chose her words I thought were very interesting. I don't know how else to say it, but she said like, but our vacations are very short. And then I thought that was gonna be it, because usually I think Mina's kind of shy with her English. And then maybe she's been practicing a little bit because she kept on talking, and she said like she really wants to go with her parents. And then she said, but my father, as I wanted to just point out, she said father, not dad, is very busy with his job. And then I also gave her this bear doll, which I thought was really cute, and she instantly recognized it from We Bare Bears. But the way she said it, I don't know how to like imitate it, but this is really cute. And yeah, I don't know. Mina's English is, her accent's very unique, I'll say that. For Dahyun, I got this fan. I got this in Japan when I was in Tokyo for Dream Day. There was a pop-up store for this anime that I watched, and I just picked it up because I thought it was cool. But it just coincidentally happened to match her blue hair, so I gave it to her, and I thought maybe it would make some good photos. Again, unfortunately, I was number 90, so they didn't get to play with the toys that much because it was, you know, like later, and then once they were done, they just went out to like talk to fans and stuff. So I don't know if there's any photos at all with Daehyun holding this fan. So yeah, when I gave her this fan, she opened it up and then she just started fanning me right away. And that was like literal fan service, and it was like the cutest thing. And then on Sunday, I gave her this necklace. So if you guys don't know, this is from Inuyasha. It's a pretty old anime, but I gave it to her and she wasn't really sure what it was. And I told her Inuyasha, and she was like, ah, Inuyasha. Just think about it in Daehyun's voice, and you'll kind of like, I think you can predict what it sounds like. Cause, but yeah, I told her that I watched the V Live where she played the piano, where she played the Inuyasha theme song, and then she remembered, and she knew what I was talking about. And then she told me like, she said this is like scary. I guess it's like, it's kind of pointy-ish, but I had the fan managers check and it's not pointy. You can see like, it's like pretty, just like plastic. So she didn't actually wear it, unfortunately. And it's not actually pointy, but she had like long hair. Maybe she didn't want to get like, caught in the beads. But yeah, it's unfortunate she didn't wear it, but confirmed that she knows Inuyasha and she's not just likes the OST. And I love Inuyasha, it's my favorite anime, so I'm glad that we have something in common. So I didn't actually get Chaeyoung any gifts to play with or anything. Instead, I wrote her a letter. So I guess I didn't mention this earlier, but I wrote several members' letters. Nayeon, Sana, Chaeyoung, and Chewy. This time, I've written letters to all the members, but I just can't do 9 at a time, unfortunately. So this time, 4 members, next time, other members. Anyway, so I gave Chaeyoung a letter. I actually forgot the first day, so it was like the last thing in my pouch, my bag. So second day I remembered for sure though. So I'm forgetting exactly how the interaction started, but when I first sat down for Chaeyoung, she was like, she said, oh, I watched your video recently. And her English is actually like really improved. I think currently, like after these 2 fan signs, my rankings for English, like best English speaker, it gets ambiguous along the way, but I think number 1 now is definitely Chaeyoung. So yeah, while Mina and Jihyo I think are both pretty strong in like understanding, Chaeyoung actually converses pretty well. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, so she told me she watched my video recently and asked her which video. So first she said showcase vlog, and she said dream day vlog. So I think she watched both the showcase vlog and the dream day vlog. And like I was so crazy happy, but also kind of embarrassed because I don't know. I think these vlogs are not like great quality. It's just like a bunch of cuts. But I am so honored that Chaeyoung watched those videos. And so when I tweeted it, people thought, you know, maybe Chaeyoung subscribed to my channel. But what I think is a better theory is that since Chaeyoung made those fancy vlogs, I'm sure she just like searched up on YouTube like twice vlog, and then my videos show up pretty high in the rankings, I think. So probably just stumbled on it on accident. But yeah, I'm very honored that Chaeyoung watched that video, those videos. And then on Sunday, I handed her the letter that I forgot to hand her the first day. And I apologized for it all being in English, and it was multiple pages. But she said, she was like really happy about it. She was like, oh, practice, like practicing English, I think, through the letters. So I guess she's gonna read it, hopefully. So when I first sat down, she said hi. So I guess she knew that like I'm from the US and mostly speaks English. And Jui's English has actually improved quite a lot as well. And a lot of it probably is from, you know, high school, learning English in class. But the most adorable thing happened. When I gave her my album, she was signing it, and then she wrote twice, like in English, because I think all members write twice in English when they do like this autographs. But she tried to write Chewy in like English letters, and she was like hesitating at like the first stroke. And then after like maybe a second, she decided to write in Hangul, and then she said sorry. And then I was like, no, it's fine, because like it looks nicer in Hangul anyway. And then I kind of forgot what happened in between then. But on the next day, I told her that I congratulated her on graduating high school. And then I told her that I was graduating soon too. But then I would be taking the bar exam. I said it in Korean because I like found out the word for bar exam in Korean, which is basically like lawyer test. But and she was like, whoa. And then she wrote like a message of encouragement, I think. And it had like fighting at the end. So I'm sure it's like a message of encouragement. So I'm gonna read that whenever I feel like I can't study anymore. So that's it. This has been my fan account. I'm sure I would have had better interactions if I knew Korean. Unfortunately, I only know a little bit Korean, and I didn't have any Korean friends who would help me prepare things this time because they're all busy. So I mostly converse in English, but when members didn't know certain words, or it was members that I knew didn't know English, I would use Korean as much as I could. Overall, I think these were these two back-to-back fan signs were really great because one, members would recognize me right away pretty much because, you know, it's hard to forget someone after just like 24 hours. And also kind of like reinforced my inkling that some members actually recognize me just in general because Momo recognized from the dance video, Chang and Jungyeon YouTube. So it's a just great feeling to know that the members somehow remembered me. But yeah, these were my 10th and 11th fan signs. Hopefully I can get to more in the future, but you know, who knows where life will take me. And yeah, that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.